a hit by Agnos. And Battlefield wins it in overtime. Stacey Terry hits it from 3. It'll be another Battlefield touchdown. This is the Battlefield Sports Network.
Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning into this week's episode of the Battlefield Sports Network. I'm Matt Venezia, your host here on this Thursday. By the time you guys are watching this video right now, we will be on spring break. It's finally here. It's been so long, but we finally get these days off. But before we get to that point, we have a little bit of more sports coverage to go over, as a lot of our teams are finishing up the stretches of their season, and a lot of district and conference games are getting underway right now. So we're going to start it off with our first team of the week, the Battlefield Girls Soccer Team.
The Battlefield Girls Soccer Team will get us rolling here in the 6th week of our spring coverage. Coming off a loss to Mountain View, the girls started their week off against the Osborne Park Yellow Jackets. I spoke with freshman Logan Davis as she explained the best way to bounce back from a loss by focusing on what was successful against tougher competition.
The team just really needs to focus and come out with the same mentality as they came against Madison and really work hard.
With rain being in the projected forecast, I asked Logan if the weather has any role in the Bobcats' game plan.
It definitely will affect it a little bit, but we really just need to pay attention to detail and get our bodies behind the ball and make sure we don't mess up.
The Bobcats defeated the Yellow Jackets 9-0 in slaughter rule fashion on a rainy Monday. Brianna Robinson, Carly Frillis, and Logan Davis each tallied twice for Battlefield. Ashley Donahoe and Lindsay Clow kept the net clean for the Bobcats in the win. The Bobcats ended the week with a loss to the Pioneers this past Friday, 2-1. The girls look to bounce back in time for district tournament playoff action after spring break. The Battlefield Boys Lacrosse team is up next here in this week's episode. The guys haven't played since their tough loss to a state championship caliber team in the John Champ Knights. Despite that loss, Luke Iden says that games like that will only help the Bobcats, as the guys' schedule consists of tough teams like South County and Patriot before the regular season concludes.
We take it as like a learning experience and really just get ready for 2 big games over spring break, and then we'll just get ready from there on in playoffs.
The Bobcats are playing in 2 games over break in a tournament that will consist of the best competition the guys have yet to see this season. With 12 days in between games dating back to the John Champ matchup, Hunter Brzezowski explained what the team is doing with all this practice time to have their game ready for the tournament.
We're definitely doing a lot of fast breaks, man up, man down, stuff like that. They're a great team, so definitely gotta work hard.
The Bobcats will play the South County Stallions Monday and the Madison Warhawks Tuesday. We now flip it over to the Battlefield Girls Lacrosse team. The girls lost a nail-biter to Woodgrove last week, and with their next game against Patriot not scheduled for another 2 weeks, I asked Rebecca Bartheld if this long break between games will impact how the girls perform.
I don't think so, because our team has such good communication, such good connection, and we really want these wins against Riverside and Patriot. And although this break will be long, I think it'll be fine.
The Bobcats' record sits at 4-5 on the season, but the 5 losses have been to some of the best competition in the state, which ultimately have been decided by just a few goals. In order to be on the right side of the score sheet as the schedule gets even tougher, Emma Patain knows what needs to happen.
I feel our team will improve immensely if we work on our second slides, tighter on the crease rolls, and communicate more. And I feel this will give us a chance to beat teams like Patriot and Riverside when playoffs come up.
When we return from spring break, the Bobcats will host the Patriot Pioneers Tuesday, April 23rd, and on Wednesday, April 24th, they go on the road to the Riverside Rams. Up next, it's the Battlefield Boys Soccer Team. The Bobcats have won 3 games in a row as they got past the Osborne Park Yellow Jackets this past Monday 4-0. The Bobcats' offense was led by Zach Salazar as he explained how important his goal was for the team.
It's been huge getting those 3 wins. I think we just the key was just gelling together over these practices. We've had a couple of days now. That's 2 district games in a row, so our confidence is huge going into Osborne tomorrow. I think personally my goals is just to help lifted the team. I haven't scored since our first game, but my goal yesterday I think really boosted all of our confidence.
The Bobcats turn their attention to the Osborne Eagles, the district's best team. Despite the Bobcats being short on starters for this game, Goalie Colin Ennis feels that the reserves will use this moment to prove their individual skill in this big conference game.
Even though we're missing a bunch of starters, which obviously it's not exactly what we want to be missing, but we have plenty of guys on this team that they want to prove that they can either push for a starting spot or they just want to prove that they can be like a regular player and they want to get their minutes in. So I think we'll be fine because they're going to be working harder than they've been all year just to prove themselves.
Ennis and the Bobcats dropped this big conference game at home by the score of 3-1. The Bobcats are next in action at home April 24th as we are partnering with Prince William Sports and Entertaining to cover our first boys soccer game. I'll be in the booth for the live stream play-by-play, so make sure to tune in for this huge rivalry game. Next, it's the Battlefield baseball team. The Bobcats hosted the Osborne Park Yellow Jackets and took the win 7-2 this past Tuesday. Battlefield's pitching was led by Zach Agnos, and the offense was clicking the entire night. They then hosted the Osborne Eagles this past Thursday. The Bobcats defeated the Eagles 11-5. Cole Snead came in and pitched in relief of Jackson Baird and was dominant with 6 strikeouts and no runs in over 4 innings of relief work to pick up the win. I asked Cole how he was able to come in and calm the storm so efficiently.
Coach tells me to just throw strikes, and the more strikes you throw, the best things will happen for you. Like if you throw a strike, they put the bat on the ball, puts it in play, it's less pitches for me. And strikeouts is just what coach's mentality. It's like pitch low, feed them something high. So it's really nice like having a game plan with coach, because if I was going by myself, I feel like I wouldn't do as good as I am. So having a great pitching coach is just one of the most amazing things.
The Bobcats needed to muster 9 runs in the final 3 innings to pull off the comeback win. Kyle Terrell led the team with 4 RBIs, and both Adam Kuzmicki and Peter Benavides tallied 3 RBIs. I talked to Peter about how the guys were able to rally with so many runs after a quiet first few innings.
We were pretty slow out the stables, we all know that, but Zach, he's our captain, he rallied us in front of the dugout after a couple of bad ABs, and we really just bundled together and got the job done.
JT McGuire closed out the final 2 innings on the hill for Battlefield. The Bobcats head to the Mingo Bay Classic in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina over spring break with games starting this Monday. And finally, we bring you the Battlefield softball team. The girls welcomed the 10-0 Osborne Park Yellow Jackets to town Tuesday. Pitcher Megan Webb explained how the team will get the win tonight against their toughest challenge of the season.
I'm going to make sure that I pitch my game, make sure my movement pitches are working, and trust my defense if they do make contact with the ball. And make sure that we are getting to the balls while we're hitting.
The Bobcats fell 10-4 to Osborne Park. Freshman Micaiah Himes led the Bobcats on offense with a first inning inside the park home run to help with her 2 RBI night. Caroline Joy and Megan Webb helped on offense with some hits, and Emma McCauley kept the Yellow Jackets ground balls contested at shortstop. The girls bounced back with a 13-2 win this past Thursday against the Osborne Eagles. The Bobcats will play in a tournament over spring break.
As we close off another fun and exciting week here at Battlefield Sports Network, we say thank you for tuning in to another fun week of action here with us on the network. Fans, we hope you enjoy your spring break. We'll be back before you know it for more sports coverage, as by the time we get back, the playoffs will be here, and for some other teams, it'll be the home stretch of the season. So a lot of great sports coming your way here in the next few weeks. From Battlefield Sports Network, I'm Matt Venezia, signing off.